people put in prison because they put a tweet. Yeah, and then now you got the murderers and all that coming out. Hey, and we got thousands, hundreds of thousands. Come on, wake up, smell the coffee. It's changing, isn't it?
Yeah?
I think he's fascist scum. He uses Islamophobia and anti-refugee rhetoric to continually divide people, specifically divide the working class.
We are here to build a world where everyone, no matter their race, religion or background, can live in dignity and freedom.
Hi, it's Will King here. We're at the Tommy Robinson rally, also called Uniting the Kingdom. So Tommy Robinson, also known as Stephen Yaxley-Lennon, was arrested yesterday, remanded on terrorist act charges and for contempt of court. He obviously won't be here, but anticipation for the event is still really high and the men are on high alert. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out. So our plan is just to chat to people. We have no position. We just want to chat to people, see what they have to say, and then we're going to head over to the counter rally later, which is at Regent Street, and also hit the other side.
How long have you been here?
Yeah?
A long time.
What do you think of Tommy Robinson?
What do you think of him?
I'm asking you. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's an interesting character.
Yeah, he's misaligned. People don't investigate his history properly. They feed off the media, which unfortunately doesn't portray him as he should be. So yeah, I think he's much misaligned, really.
What do you think the plan is today? Like, what do you want to get out of this?
Unity, honesty. That's the main driver, really. We haven't got honesty in our politicians. We haven't got honesty in our police. On every spectrum you look, where's the honesty nowadays? It's all corruption. I've seen it. I'm just a normal guy, and I come on these marches. I've sampled the two. I've worked for 40 years, self-employed, and when I come here, I get frightened because of the police. I've seen the two-tier policing, and that's why I come to these things. Is I don't believe the media anymore. You've got to have your feet on the ground.
If you just tell us about this outfit that we've got.
Tommy Robinson.
And then father to my children, husband to my wife, loyal to... How did you come up with this?
Because that's what Tommy believes in. And also he believes in the back.
Interesting. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, a man was put in prison. For what? For what? Come on, what? Holding up a placard? People put in prison because they put a tweet. Yeah, and then now you got the murderers and all that coming out. Hey, and we got thousands, hundreds of thousands. Come on, wake up, smell the coffee. It's changing, isn't it? And your life will change as well. And yours.
My name's Matt Smudger-Smith. That's what I go by on Facebook anyway. And I'm here because the state of the country and the way it's run. Yeah, them individuals up and down the street need to either get their heads together and sort their act out, or I think they should be pushed out of Parliament and let the people decide who seat in their seats. That's what I think should be going on, because there's far too many issues that aren't being adhered to, let alone even looked at.
I'm here because I've been to the last couple of rallies, and I've noticed that there's a desire for a lot of people that want to protect what they perceive is a Christian nation. So I'm here to remind them that if you want a Christian nation, you also need Christ. You can't have a Christian nation without Christ. And all the good things that we have, all the institutions, the education, hospitals, the belief in equality and human rights, all of these things that we take advantage of, they all come from Christian beliefs and Christian values and Christian movement.
Well, I've come here because I just thought it was about time I need to stand up for someone that's done a lot for me. Right, so I've come here to stand up for Jesus. That's what we were told the march was, March for Jesus. I do follow Tommy Robinson, and I do sort of stand by his principles about keeping the nation as it is. because at the end of the day, this nation was built on Christian principles. Right? But the reason I carry this flag, the Jewish flag, is because without Israel, without Jesus, I wouldn't have my Christian faith. Right now, if you knew me of old, right, I've come a long way. I used to be a proper naughty boy, you know, but basically I found Jesus in a prison cell. Right, so I'm here to support my church and support my country that was once great. I would like to see it great again.
What would you like to get out today? What would you like to get out of this march today?
I would love us to be heard. I'd love them to be able to see that the people are upset. Listen, I haven't got a problem with any foreigners coming here, really haven't, right? I'm a great believer in diversity and also inclusion. But when their political stands or religious beliefs infringe on our freedoms, then something needs to be said and done. So that's why I'm here supporting those that believe that, you know, we need to be listened to, you know, because I don't believe that the government is actually listening to their own people.
So basically, yeah, I just thought I'd dress up with obviously Donald Trump. I'm sure that he's the same over the States, wants to protect his borders, mass immigration. But yeah, you need to show a stand of force, and something needs to change, something needs to happen. But yeah, it's a good day, good turnout as well, and I'm sure the masses and the numbers are going to encourage people to turn up to more of these. So we need to make a stand and to let the governments know that we're not a pushover.
I believe in what Tommy Robinson talks about. He talks my language.
And what do you think about him being remanded in custody yesterday?
Well, it's a tactic of the government, isn't it, to get him out the way and try and stop all this. Because the government don't want to listen to our voice. And we keep voting governments in, and they keep saying they're going to do something about the problems in this country, and they're not doing anything. The illegal immigration and the legal migration, there's just too much of it. It's impeding on our communities. They're not coming in, one by one or anything, adjusting to our way of life or anything. They're building their own communities and think they can push us out the way, and it's not happening.
Well, we have to fight for our rights, and this government, to be quite honest with you, I have a feeling they hate the people of this country. All their policies seems to be against the people of this country. And my cousin, for instance, he served 6 years in the army, and he basically was homeless a few years ago and had to go in a hostel, for shelter. And you now have people illegally entering this country, people who he fought against a few years ago, and yet they're going into 4-star hotels, and they're having debit cards, filled up with money every 2 weeks for them, and they're living the life of Riley. And he, an ex-serviceman who defended this country in Northern Ireland and other places, is homeless, for the want of a better word. So,
what are we here for?
Well, to support the patriots because of two-tier policing, and this poor guy is dead now.
Tell the camera about this guy.
No, I feel very sad for him and his family. I mean, he's only 61 years old, and I've seen the 3 videos that he has done in the other protests, and he sounds very patriotic. And I guess just like everyone here, we need freedom of speech, and whatever he was highlighting is for the good of the country. You know, I think I'm not a native, and I can understand the feelings of the natives because I come from a country where I've experienced it. So I can understand why the British people are wanting the country back. And I will support them on that.
So why are we at this rally today? Speak to the camera.
Okay, so really it's part of a thing that's happening across the world, that fascism's being normalised, and it's important for everyone to take to the streets and resist that normalisation.
Yeah, and what do you think of Tommy Robinson being remanded yesterday?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I think it's a bit of a stunt he's pulling, really, to try and generate even more of a frenetic reaction from his followers. So I think we've got to focus not just on Tommy Robinson, but all of the sort of infrastructure and movement and what facilitates around it.
We're here today to stand against Tommy Robinson and the far right. I think it's really important that we come out on the streets, as we've shown throughout history. The only way to beat fascism is to be out on the streets, is to outnumber them, is to say that we won't stand for racism, we won't stand for Islamophobia, we won't stand for anti-Semitism. And I think that's why it's really important people come out to show unity, to show that we're the majority. Actually, those who are the fascists, those who are the far right, are actually the minority.
We are against racism. We want open borders for people to come here if they need to.
Just want to say, if they stop exporting bombs, then stop importing refugees, because one's all connected. We've got Palestine, we're going up. We're supporting them. We're doing nothing for our own countries. We're not doing anything for anybody else. So stand up to racism. Let's stamp it out once and for all, and let's stand up for equality for everybody.
The same people who make you believe that the problem is immigrants, the same people who are in power today, cutting down on resources, stopping us from fighting for better wages. It's all the same people. So they divide us all.
Our voices heard and make the police really reevaluate their decisions, because obviously they've tried to stop us from protesting and it sort of backfired, because you have a lot more people coming down and everything.
We're here to stand up in person and knock Tommy Robinson off the streets. He may be in jail, but some of his Nazi followers are here today, and we're here to get rid of them.
What do you think of Tommy Robinson?
I think he's fascist scum. He uses Islamophobia and anti-refugee rhetoric to continually divide people, specifically divide the working class. Constantly told that, we are poor because of refugees, we don't have housing because of refugees, our doctors' waiting lists are long because of refugees, and that's all a load of bullshit. All of that is because of our government continually pressuring us, exploiting us, and not giving a fuck about whatever, what is important to us. They spend the money however they want. They have millions to spend on arms, but then nothing to spend on healthcare. And Tommy Robinson furthers this agenda that, it's other people's fault, But the other people are the ones at the top. The other people are the people who live in Downing Street. But Tommy Robinson just likes to spread hatred as a way of dividing people, because he's funded by those same people.
What do you think of Tommy Robinson?
He's a cunt. An actual cunt, it's quite brave of him to come down and show his face in Parliament, despite knowing people don't enjoy his company. So
he's not actually here today. He got remanded yesterday in custody.
So we were told he marched from Victoria to Parliament today. So a few of us have been told within our friendship zone.
Oh yeah, Tommy Robinson. Basically, he's not really offering any solutions. Scapegoating might feel good in the moment, but it's not going to fix any of the systemic problems that the country is facing at the moment. And unfortunately, we're in a time where the cost of living, life expectancy is going in the wrong direction for the first time in the post-war period. People are desperate, and he's offering simple solutions, but they're not real solutions.
What would you like to happen to Tommy Robinson?
I'd love it if he'd just quietly go into the distance, come off his social media. Sadly, I don't think that's going to happen. So in the short term, I'd like, when he does break the law, him to be held accountable for it.
We've already got way more people in Parliament of the far right than we've ever had before. So it's really, key that we oppose this. because fascists are trying to undermine all workers' rights. You know, they want to undermine all our democratic processes. So, you know, if you're an ordinary worker, this is why we're on the trade union bloc. When Hitler got to power, this was the main thing, to demolish the workers' organisations. But worse than that, really, is the way they want to treat refugees. So one of our key points that they say is all about, you know, how they want Britain to be for the British. Well, nobody knows what the British are. We're a whole mixed race place in the first place. There's no racial group which is British. It's just like a misnomer. And so everybody here is welcome. You know, Anglo-Saxons came here hundreds of years ago. There's been a movement around the globe ever since the world began. So, you know, they've got no right to lay claim to it, really.
Do you want to tell me about the Palestine flag and how it's important?
Yeah, I'm supporting Palestine because Palestinians suffer apartheid. The Israel system was created as a colonialist state. It's actually, you know, like a colony, like they tried to make Ireland. And they've meted out torture and humanity. There's a genocide going on at the moment.
If you stop exporting bombs, we won't need to import refugees. It's all connected. We need to stamp it out. We need to stamp out genocide. We need to stand up for each other, and we need to bring back unity in all our races.
Thank you very much for watching that. That was my first video, and hopefully we'll be doing some more in the future. I tried to ask everyone the same questions, so we got the same outcome, and I'm going to keep that approach going with any future events. So yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for any events coming up that you think I should attend, and look forward to the next video. Oh, and also we will be getting a better camera because the camera we used completely failed and the quality was terrible, so we will be sorting that out for the next video.